What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vibe Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Vibe is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't going to do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here. Lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned, there are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that. At the same time, because I know who I was talking to. It's hard to trust people. People take my words, they twist them, and all I'm trying to do is get out the truth.
Yes.
And that's the only reason I continue talking is because even though I'm in the dark and don't know who I'm talking to, my strength comes from because I'm telling the truth. You know? So I was going to say, man, you mean to tell me a BOP disciplinary hearing officer is going to just wake up one day and say, let me just take a chance on my career, losing my career and going to jail, and just access all of my private phone calls.
It doesn't make sense, because personally I wouldn't risk my career like that.
That's my point. You know, let me just take a chance and just access R.Kelly's records, private records between him and his girlfriend and his attorney 153 times. So let me do it 153 times. let me scan that to my own personal Gmail, and then let me send that to a blogger, Tasha K, who happens to know my girlfriend Joycelyn father really good, who happens to know the parents of the government witness in my case. These are not coincidences, man. This is a plan. You know what plan it is? People have to figure that out for themselves. But it's a plan. Those are too many coincidences. And who's gonna do that? And besides, I'm already going through enough. So I wrote this thing down because I don't want to be scrambling on this phone for my little 15 minutes.
I got you.
And I know my own handwriting, so when people hear me say I wrote this down, I don't want nobody to go, oh, I thought you couldn't write. Well, I can't spell, but I can write. So this is my own handwriting. I said, I'm already going through enough. And the last thing I need is a BOP officer and a blogger illegally stealing and sharing my private phone calls and emails. Between me and my relationship, who just happened to be the government's star witness in my case. They have to stop acting like this didn't happen, or like it's not a big deal, because it's a really big deal. So big that I believe it tainted my case in a lot of ways, which also I believe was the plan, at least when it comes to this BOP officer and Tasha K. Because ask yourself, what other reason would a BOP officer, a disciplinary hearing officer who's like a judge in the prisons, why would they illegally access all of my emails and phone calls? Why? What is the reason to do that? And send that to her own personal Gmail account. Give all of that information to a very influential blogger, Tasha K. Why would Tasha K need to share all of that with government witnesses in my case? Why were they both allowed to get away with it? This happened 4 years ago. This happened around the same time my girl was flipping on me and lying on me. It's been 4 years now, and I, nor my attorneys, even know who this lady is, this BOP officer. Don't know her name. I don't know if she's white, black, I don't know what. We haven't been told anything. How does she know Tasha K? How did they meet on this planet? How did a disciplinary hearing officer and a blogger meet?
Grown right here in the Lone Star State. To bring the freshest of Texas.
Yeah, people will say R.Kelly's just fishing. He's just trying to figure something out to get out of jail. You're damn right, because I'm not supposed to be in here. You don't have to fish, though, with this situation, because there's a search warrant, an affidavit that backs up everything I'm saying. People are just ignoring it. But it exists. It's in the public. It's in the system. It's in black and white that this BOP officer and Tasha K did this. And although the investigation is not fully disclosed, it should be. It was executed by a federal agent. Not R.Kelly, not my attorneys, but by a federal agent. It was signed off by a federal judge who would never sign off on a search warrant unless there was enough probable cause to do so. I don't have to lie. on anybody.
This call is from a federal prison.
And I definitely wouldn't be in the BOP, being held by the BOP, detained by the BOP, and on this damn phone lying on the BOP. Besides, it's not that I'm coming against the BOP. I'm coming against this BOP officer. And besides, if I was lying, this phone call would have been disconnected. Okay? It would have been cut off on me. But because I'm telling the truth, it's not. I know I had a very good chance of beating my case. But that chance was stolen from me when this BOP officer decided to illegally steal all my information and share it with government witnesses through Tasha K. And this is according to the OIJ. There was an investigation done, a search warrant done back in 2019, back in 2020, before I even went to court, which means I really shouldn't even went to trial until this investigation was fully investigated. Because now I'm found guilty, and here I am, looking at all of this information that could have helped me in my case. It could have stopped people from being on the stand that was scorned or mad at me because they found some illegal contraband shown to them by Tasha K. From this BOP officer stealing it. If I'm not making sense, just leave my ass in here. But I know I'm making sense. And all I want is the full disclosure. I want full disclosure on this investigation. I want to know this lady who stole my information and gave it to Tasha K. I want to know why she did it. I want to know how she met Tasha K. I want to know why they did this to me. I want to know who else is involved. Why? Because you're damn right I want to go home, bro. I want to get my life back. Because nobody deserves this. I don't care if you have a traffic ticket. I don't care what kind of case you have. You have the right to prove your innocence.
Crying mad tears, woo. But since I had many people hate me, I had so many people loving me. And let's not forget the hood around the world covering me. To everybody that be calling me, telling me what they be saying, taking this shit out the ones I ain't fucking with. Oh, time for you. Shut up, y'all. Shut up. If you're talking about you, at least the melody reads you. Tell me to oh, yeah. Seriously, you're gonna act like that, sit there like it ain't no truth to that. Look at me. Shut up, shut up. You shut up. Oh, shut up. Shut up, freedom of speech. Make out my voice.
Kel say, shut up. Kel say, shut up. I'm talking to you. Sorry about that, y'all. We got some updates going on. And get on this. I get on here today, and boom. Everything decided to want to update on the day I decide to want to go live. Everything want to update on the day that I decide to go live. But I want to welcome everybody. Tears, Blunts, Books Dementia, A Child, Foxy Chocolate, EJ, Lavish Lady, Angela Smith, Angela Jackson, Angela Love. We got the Angelas in the house. Audra. What's going on? What's going on, man? I hope everybody's out there had a blessed Monday. Coming off of Mother's Day. Hopefully everyone had a blessed Monday. Um, I just wanna thank everybody for being here over the weekend from Friday to Saturday to Sunday. I just want to give a big thank you to all of you that came over and watched the lives, chill, hung out with us, got in on the debates, discussions, whatever, you know, got in on the conversation that we was having over the weekend. And I just want to say I thank each and every one of y'all for being here, each and every one of y'all for participating because, man, it made it an interesting weekend for us that like to break down information and go through information and try to understand the information that we're seeing. So shout out to the chat for always coming through, holding it down, making it possible for us to have great panel discussions, while we on the live for the little time we do spend. So my live today was surviving R.Kelly and government misled the public. My question is, this: why do y'all think the government aim to sway the public versus just outright giving R. Kelly a fair trial? That's my question of y'all. Why do you all think the government aim to manipulate the public versus just giving this brother a fair trial? Say the way those questions were worded, any juror is going to believe that it might not be R. Kelly on the tape. But if he is running a sex cult, R. Kelly had one of his handlers break her in. I don't even see the thing. I don't know. It's hard to say you got handlers when you. It's hard to say you got handlers when you can't even handle your own money, and that's not taking a shot at R. Kelly, none of that. But it's hard to have handlers. I mean, I can't see you having handlers when you can't even handle your own money. That's just my opinion, But that's what the government deemed everyone as, a handler, or whatever the situation may be. But I mean, most bosses, T. Blunt say, Vi, what do you think? What did you think? Do you think Vlad not speaking on Robert interview with him? Well, he said his reason for not speaking on it. Vlad said his reason for not speaking on it is because R. Kelly didn't want to do the interview the way he wanted to do it. See, what Vlad wanted to do, Vlad wanted to get R. Kelly on there, ask R. Kelly about Aaliyah, ask R. Kelly about this sex tape. He wanted to talk about that shit. But R. Kelly wanted to come on and do the interview to talk about the B.O.P., wanted to talk about Tasha K, wanted to talk about the parents. That's what R. Kelly wanted to talk about. But Vlad wanted R. Kelly to answer questions about Aaliyah, about this sex tape, all that bullshit. R. Kelly like, well. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time for to be talking about Aaliyah or a sex tape and all that shit. I'm on here trying to use your platform to talk about how this BOP officer accessed my jail records and gave them to a YouTube blogger by the name of Tasha K, which then she shared it with the family. You know, Lavish Lady say they knew they did not have a solid case, so they convicted him in the court of public opinion. The government played a big part in the takedown of Mr. Kelly. I agree. I'll just say, but at least 85% of the U.S. pop do not know how to think for themselves. That's a good point too, Audra. EJ say T is blunt. He's a diehard R. Kelly hater. I agree. I agree. You said a mouthful, EJ. It's easier to convict when you have public opinion on your side. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a good thing. Because the way that they paraded R. Kelly around on the news, right? Jeffrey Epstein was supposed to have been flying women from the U.S. Well, he's supposed to have been flying little girls from the United States to his island. Now, how is that not considered sex trafficking? How is that not considered demand act? How is that not considered any of that shit? But he didn't get a RICO. His wife, Ghislaine Maxwell, wasn't charged with a RICO. When both of them, if you put both of them together, if you put Epstein and Maxwell together, that's two people. They're going RICO right there. That could have easily been a RICO case between them two. But R. Kelly was the case. But Q Nundrum said. Now, I wonder is my boy Q listening tonight. Q, if you listening, man, I would love for you to get up in the chat or get on. Q Nundrum said something that made a lot of sense. He said, he said, there's no such thing as a one-man RICO. He said somebody had to talk. Somebody had to flip. Somebody had to fold. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know how long it's going to take for us to find out or understand how long it'll be before we know. But when the dust is all said and done in the New York trial, we gonna find out who the other co-defendants was on R. Kelly case. We're gonna find out who the other Cody's was on R. Kelly case in New York. Because we've been thinking all along that, well, from our understanding and our perspective, is that he was the only one charged with the RICO in New York. But the RICO constitute to something where it has to be an organization. You know, it got to be two or more people in concert. What up, Sir Miguel? I'll just say, if I were R. Kelly, I would sit back in solitary confinement and just live out the rest of my days with the peace of mind, knowing there's nothing else they can take. I would not go to not one visit. Kel say he's coming home. I mean, the government, the same way the government paraded him around and had him, swayed the public. You know what I'm saying? But, Jennifer Bunjean with the briefing, she pointed out so many points that the government overstepped their boundaries, overreached. So, you know, it's just one of those things. Like now, it's gonna as we sit back and watch this shit unfold. This is going to be the greatest story, one of the greatest stories ever told. When we talk about this shit is on. Honestly, this case, the way that they treated R.Kelly, this is on some Nelson Mandela type, Muhammad Ali type political prisoners, man. A political prisoner. Look at all these people who've been running, who came out to R.Kelly. Now they running for Senate seats. They running for mayors of they cities, or they states, or they towns. I mean, these people are running for vice presidents presidential seats in the NAACP. You know what I'm saying? Look at how many. When we talk about political prisoners, bro, this case with R. Kelly is finna put this case right up there with the Muhammad Ali's, with the Nelson Mandela's. You know, this is one of them type cases, man. When you really look at everything in its totality, as far as the people that came against and spoke out against this brother, as if he had did a mass murder, a mass killing spree. You got people going in schools. You got people going in schools shooting up students, kids. You got people going in supermarkets shooting up civilians, regular citizen people, old elderly people that they talked about way nicer than they talked about R. Kelly. A man who hadn't killed nobody. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, what's going on, Big Vibe? How you doing, Livers Lady? How you doing, sis? Everybody in the chat, please and blessings.
I'm just sitting here just thinking about this shit, bro. You got mass murderers. Mass murderers get treated better than a man who they came out with allegations of having a sex cult. Not one, they find out one individual that was chained up, tied up, no buckets, no piss, no shit, none of that, just word of mouth. But you got motherfuckers like Dylan Roof over in Charleston, Carolina, when he killed those people up in that church. They stopped this motherfucker by Burger King to get something to eat.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. And the thing about it is, like they say they for black girls or black women. I highly doubt it. That's a smoke screen because Shanquilla Killers, she's a black girl and she's not here no more. But you don't hear them saying anything about her killers not getting any charges and just wandering off scot-free and leave it, you know, just okay, it's street justice. She got beat up or something at the girls got beat up at the club or nothing. That ain't nothing. That girl not here no more. And you got the video footage of her being brutally murdered. But
Kanika Jenkins, man.
Yeah, Kanika Jenkins. They quiet on that.
Kiara Cole, the missing postal worker from Chicago that just vanished to never be seen or heard from again. Man, this shit goes on and on and on, man.
Man, we could sit here and name names all night. But the point of the matter is what you said. They want to crucify this one man behind hearsay, rumors, and allegations that have not been substantiated. People in the courtroom on a stand lying under oath. Transcripts verifying that the parents were coercing their daughter to lie about their ages. But you want this man to spend the rest of his life in prison behind what? It don't make sense, man. It's you know, it's crazy because at the end of the day, they really just victims of media mass manipulation. Because they tell you to hate R. Kelly right now. You know who's gonna be next? Who the media gonna put they fangs into next? You know what I'm saying? They already got him like someone like, and I don't want to throw it out there, but you got somebody like Charlemagne the God. Whenever they want to turn his number in, he already lined up. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
already put that, and I believe his case is to be factual. I think that girl really was, abused. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? So
still out here talking about Charlemagne, and this dude sit here on Breakfast Club, Revolt TV Network, talking about, the girl gonna tell him who I had sex with last night. Oh, you sure it was just you? Like she was happy it was just me, but you talking about dudes coming to the room, knocking on the door, talking about let me in, move back, watch out, all type shit. Like, come on, man.
right.
And that's the situation where I hold that young lady mama accountable, because her mama took her away from the situation, trying to protect her image versus getting justice for your daughter.
Yeah. And we look at that situation and we see the hypocrisy of it, and we outline it time and time again, and people still continue to run with these false narratives, and they still allow themselves to be subjugated to this propaganda. It's like at some point the damn teacher gonna have to be the student, and the student gonna have to be the teacher. You know what I'm saying? Like, people gonna have to wake up. But like Kel said, man, common sense ain't so common.
And even when we look at this, right, like people say this whole R. Kelly situation is about money. The money that it must be about is, it must be future dividends. Because in the present time, the man don't even have no money. When he went to the bank for the last time, he only had a little over $300K in the bank. So the money, if it's over money, it must be residual money or royalty money. We know what the catalog is worth. But what physical money did he actually have? It wasn't a Bill Cosby situation where Bill Cosby had the bread to fight these people. R. Kelly wasn't in the shape to fucking fight a federal, not a federal case, let alone a RICO in 2 states. 4 different cases, 2 RICO cases, 2 state cases. Shit, $300,000 ain't no money for that. But that's what they want. That's what your boy Don say. He said he got the intellectual property. He said he want 10 to 20%. He said he got the intellectual property. He want 10 to 20% for whatever he invested. Don, I need to come pay you a visit, Don. Don, I'm finna pay you a visit. You know, as we just sit back and we look at it, man, it's so much shit that we could, it's so much shit that we could just sit back. As we sit back and we look at the propaganda, we look at the misleading, we look at the headlines, we look at so many different factors when it comes to this case. And you mean to tell me that they say all of this shit out of everything that they say transpired, only one person is convicted? I mean, as a citizen of this country, you should be outraged. Whether you for R.Kelly or against R.Kelly, you should be outraged. You mean all of this shit happened? Two RICO cases in 2 different states? 2 state cases in 2 different states? And you mean to tell me one person was able to accumulate all of this shit? You mean to tell me that this man acted alone in all of these states? What's up, Veronica? But that intellectual property y'all talking about.
In 5, we're going to hear the story about what went down, and the media needs something else to talk about now that they took Rob. They always go after 1 or 2 of their own. Look what they did with Harvey Weinstein and Weinstein, you know, so they'll find some reason to go after somebody else. They have to throw in a token every now and then to make it seem balanced, you know. Let me address something that people have been asking and people have been saying. First of all, I don't have any of fucking Rob's music or his memorabilia or his gold records for sale any fucking where. If I was going to put shit out there, I would put it on my platform, nrebuild.com. Why the fuck would I make somebody else some money when I got a platform I can put it out there on my own? I'm not about that shit. I'm about making sure.
Now, y'all just heard this brother say, if he was going to put any of Kel's memorabilia, albums, gold album plaques or whatever, online for sale, he would put it on his platform. He said he would put it on his platform. What up, Georgia girl? He say, why would I go and build up someone else's platform when I can put the shit out on my own platform? So if you got your own platform done, Russell, what was your point of going on this other platform spreading all these lies about R.Kelly? Why didn't you use your own platform to come out with your interview? Why wouldn't you use your own platform since you would use your own platform to sell R. Kelly shit? Why didn't you use your own platform when you came out doing these last interviews you just did? Why didn't you use your own platform to do that? Why wouldn't you use your own platform? Since you say you would, if you was going to put out R. Kelly music, or if you going to sell his plaques or memorabilia, you would do it on your own platform, indiebill.com. So why didn't you go to your own platform done with your interviews? That means you know something that we all see. You are intentionally going around trying to manipulate people to think that R.Kelly has done so much or some degrading things, but you ain't gonna come and say it on your platform. You gonna go and say it on somebody else's platform. You see what I'm saying? Duh, you think you slick. But this is him talking about the intellectual property.
In 5, we're going to hear the story about what went down, and the media needs something else to talk about now that they took Rob. They always go after one or two of their own. Look what they did with Harvey Weinstein, so they'll find some reason to go after somebody else. And they have to throw in a token every now and then to make it seem balanced, Let me address something that people have been asking and people have been saying. First of all, I don't have any of fucking Rob's music or his memorabilia or his gold records for sale any fucking where. If I was going to put shit out there, I would put it on my platform, indiebill.com. Why the fuck would I make somebody else some money when I got a platform I can put it out there on my own? I'm not about that shit. I'm about making sure we keep the money within, not giving it to somebody else. So I don't have shit on eBay. Whoever's lying and saying that I do not. All of his music is safe, tucked away, waiting for him to say what he wants to be done with the shit. And until that happens, it's going to stay safe and tucked away. I have every unfucking released album, and all the motherfuckers are sitting there in certain places, secured and copyrighted. So all that shit about me putting out his music, I don't want a dime off of none of that shit. If I set up a platform and whatever I spend, I expect to get paid that back and any fucking percentage for my work, which may be 10 to 20 based on how much I put in. But other than that, that's his shit. And I don't take pride in taking nothing from no motherfucking body else. So I don't care what none of y'all saying about that. In that trash right the fuck now. I don't steal people's shit. I'm 46 years old. 30 years in the game. I ain't never been known as a thief till you motherfuckers is coming with this shit now. So cut it out. Stop it.
Nah. He said you let him take a picture with it. He pulled it out of a pillowcase with a bunch of other shit that you had in there.
The Boski's a lying motherfucker. I had this right here. This water still sitting in my house to this day, and it's gonna sit here. That's one. That's the other one, and that's a picture of my brother. That's it. That's all I got as far as memorabilia. Rob paid me a watch. I recently gave that to Kerry because Kerry didn't have shit of his own brother. So I gave it to Kerry and said, man, this is from your brother. Keep it. It was a real expensive fucking watch. I gave it to Kerry. And that was it. Somebody else. So I don't care what none of y'all saying about that. In that trash right the fuck now. I don't steal people's shit. I'm 46 years old. 30 years in the game. I ain't never been known as a thief till you motherfuckers is coming with this shit now. So cut it out. Stop it. Now let's go with shit.
Let me ask you, Dubowski took a picture with his Billboard award. He said you let him take a picture with it. He pulled it out of a pillowcase with a bunch of other shit that you had in there.
Dubowski's a lying motherfucker. I had this right here. This water still sitting in my house to this day, and it's gonna sit here. That's one. That's the other one, and that's a picture of my brother. That's it. That's all I got as far as memorabilia. Rob paid me a watch. I recently gave that to Kerry because Kerry didn't have shit of his own brother. So I gave it to Kerry and said, man, this is from your brother. Keep it. It was a real expensive fucking watch. I gave it to Kerry. And that was it. I ain't got no bag full of shit. I got masters in music. The masters can't fit in no fucking bag. It takes a truck to move them. And the music is on the drive. So I don't know what the fuck else Dubowski's talking about. He's lying. Go ahead.
But he had a picture with it. You let him take a picture with it?
I just showed him the picture right there.
Yeah, because some people said that he...
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that I got those.
Buried it in his backyard.
It was at the warehouse when we took the fucking stuff out of there, and I said, you know, I'm going to just keep two of these as a keepsake. So what, man? I didn't steal shit. I had permission to be in there. Rob was locked the fuck up. All that shit we were talking about putting it on auction sites to raise money for his defense. So what the fuck is the problem? I mean, you know, nobody's saying that I stole shit but knuckleheads. Keith is the one that was in there with me. Trust me, he got a ton of shit too. So cut all that shit out about somebody stole something. We were tasked to handle certain things up, and that's what we're doing. It's no chance that I got his intellectual property and Keith got his power of attorney. Don't give everything to one person. If I get caught and I got power of attorney and intellectual property, mission fucked up. But as long as one of us are good, mission straight. Period.
Right. You know, you don't feel like sex tapes or sex videos. You're like, yeah, you know, he fucking, you know, he fucking. So you ain't feel violated seeing this nigga fucking?
What you say?
I said you didn't feel like you was violating his privacy watching him fucking them sex videos?
Nigga, he had a sex tape on fucking for sale on the internet. How the fuck am I violating with people watching the pissing on bitches and shit? Come on now. Whatever the fuck
Wow.
That shit ain't public.
People watching them pissing on people.
That shit I was telling them shit in Jewtown around here. Come on, man. Cut this shit out. It's like Rob goes on tour every day and put his ass and everything in front of people, in front of millions of people. And me saying that's a problem? He in videos talking about fucking and second and fucking 5 or 6 bitches, and me saying that is a problem? Come on, now let's be real with this shit. Don't just make it a problem because I said it.
Can you say?
He said it too. Shit.
Can you say who you saw him fucking?
No, I didn't see him. What you mean? I saw the tape.
With friends like that, who needs enemies? With so-called friends like that, who needs enemies around? Who needs enemies around? The man that's name dropping. I ain't the only one that took some. Keith took some too. I gave Carrie a watch because he ain't had nothing to his brother, so I gave him a watch. Huh? But ask yourself, the man say he had his own platform, indiebill.com. Do y'all remember or can y'all recall one interview that this brother did on indiebill.com platform? Do y'all recall anything that this brother done on indiebill.com platform? But see, how can you say what took place back then? How can you say what took place back then, but then you come out and say this?
Please. He said he's not the manager, but he was introduced on the news and all the media outlets as his manager, but he is his, you said you're his advisor?
And consultant, exactly.
You're his current advisor and consultant. So when R.Kelly got locked up, there was you talking to the press, and there was Steve Greenberg, who was also talking to the
how I became involved with his career was I heard the song I Admit, and at the time I was headed back out to California. I've got businesses out in California that I was going back to re-engage with, and I heard the song and I'm like, that can't be for real. I mean, I heard rumors about his money and his financial situations, but when somebody's
So you come out just telling everybody that you the manager. Then when you get caught up, you say, oh, I'm not the manager. I'm the financial advisor. Then you say, well, I was headed back to California and the song I Admit came on the radio, which made you turn around and go back because you felt like your friend was in trouble. Well, that song didn't come out until 2018. You know, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot going on here. Let's go here.
Yeah.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What
Let's
up,
go.
bro? What's up? What's up?
I
This
want to
lavish
go
lady
right
also in it. This Mama Love in here too.
here. Yep.
Oh, what's up, Mama Love? Yo, what you gotta listen? Yo, why you know what's so crazy? I think his ass lying because just for some reason I don't see them playing no what you call it no I admit on the radio. I'm gonna be honest.
In 2018, the song
They,
too
they,
damn long, round.
thank you. Too damn long, and that was a SoundCloud release. And like, you get what I'm saying? What
The song
like?
19 minutes long. And
Thank
he
you.
said
They're
he'll
not gonna
play it on
play
the
that
radio.
on no. Thank you. They're not gonna play no song that long on no radio. Like. So once I heard he said he heard it on the radio, I'm like, man, this motherfucker's lying.
The thing about it is, we can always go back to shit like this in its day words. It's
Exactly.
actually them saying it, and not us saying that they said it. You hear me?
Facts.
Like, this is shit that came out their mouth.
Man, like no funny shit. I had to really sit there and think. I'm just in my head like, hold up. This guy really said he heard that on the radio. I'm like,
But
man,
they only have like a minute and a half time slot, basically, for when they playing songs on the radio. They don't even play the full song.
exactly. So it's like, what would be the reason for them to play I Admit on the radio if you couldn't get to hear the whole 19-minute song? You get what I'm saying? Like, it would be absolutely no point of them playing that song on the radio. They would probably, I wouldn't see, the
Five, we're
person
going to hear
that's
the story
told
about what went down in
came out, R. Kelly released a 19-minute song. That would be some shit they'll say, but you said you heard the song on the radio. So, man, why these motherfuckers be setting themselves up just for failure, just lying. Man, man. I just wish Kel just surround himself with better people. That's it.
Owns Boonham and Murray Productions. The parent company to them is Banijay. Now, Banijay was founded by Stephanie Corbett in January of 2008. It's one of the largest content producer and distributors with over 150 production companies across 22 territories. It's a multi-genre catalog containing over 100,000 hours of original programming. And it's headquartered in Paris. All right. But it's a major media company. All right. Now, you got Banijay that owns this production company, Boonham and Murray Productions. Oh, and let's not forget Creative Incorporated. That's also another production company that worked on Surviving R. Kelly as well. Both of those companies are owned by Banijay, right? Now, Banijay, on the other hand, its owners, it's a split. Well, not a 50-50 split. It's LDH, which owns 67.1% of the company, and the other 32.9% is owned by Vivendi. Now, who is Vivendi? All right, who is Vivendi? Vivendi is a company. It's a major conglomerate company. I think it's overseas as well. I think it's located in France. It's headquartered in France. It's a French media company, a French media conglomerate. That's what it is. And it now owns 80% of Universal Music Group. And as we all know, Universal Music Group owns most of R. Kelly's publishing. So when we think about that, right, we think of the connection between Sony and BBC doing the first documentary. And now we have a connection between Surviving R. Kelly and Universal, which did the major documentary. Well, actually, they did about 3 of them, didn't they? Surviving R. Kelly 1, Surviving R. Kelly 2, Surviving R. Kelly, The Impact.
About 3 or 4. Yeah.
Now, you got the 2 biggest music companies in the music industry. Universal Music Group, which is number 1. Sony Music Entertainment is number 2. However, when you talk about publishing, they switch places. Sony Music Entertainment owns the biggest publishing company, which is Sony Music Publishing, and Universal Publishing is the second biggest publishing company. These 2 companies, and I know Warner Music, they own some of R. Kelly's publishing as well, so let's not leave them out of this. But these 2 companies specifically, Sony, who owns R. Kelly's masters, and Universal, who owns most of R. Kelly's publishing, both of them have connections to these documentaries that were responsible for flipping the public's mind, getting the public against R. Kelly, where the public is thinking that R. Kelly, they made you think like he has this history, some sort of history of dealing with minor girls, which if you really do your research, you'll realize that that's not true. What there is there's rumors, and it isn't that many. It's not 30 years of rumors. It's only a allegation of a marriage, and then a allegation of a sex tape that he went to trial for in 2008, and he was acquitted. Other than that, the only other thing that comes to mind is that bogus rumor in 2017, the same year that all this nonsense got started, which is the same year that would make R. Kelly's 25th year in the music industry after his original release date, born into the 90s in 1992. And of course, once you're in the business for 25 years, that's when you can put in the notice to the label saying, I want my masters back. All right.
Senator saying ain't play with it.
Oh, and I just seen, what's up, Coco? What's up, Coco? I just seen you wrote in the chat saying hi. My bad. Part of my manners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying hit that right on the dot.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
I miss Senator saying.
Why everybody want to call me now? Now I'm on my live. My bad.
Oh boy said they want to call now on live.
Facts.
They didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Facts. But man, hold on. What day is his New York Jennifer got put in for his New York appeal? The 7th.
No, that's for Chicago.
You meant for Chicago. That's what I meant for Chicago.
The Chicago brief is damn, I forgot the date. They gave her like 2 months, a month or so.
Oh.
It's July, I think it is.
Oh, where they give it? I thought it was this month.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, man. I've been missing the action a little bit. But I thought she had got a extension on putting in the brief. I'm not sure.
All right, say no more.
Say
Say no
something
more.
on the 18th, isn't it? I don't know.
Nah, say no more.
I had to get over to Twitter and find out. My Twitter family be keeping me up to par.
Mm.
But I heard something this weekend that was ironic. That was very, very ironic and strange.
What was that? What was that? Talk to me.
The fucking Isaac brothers let Beyonce remix one of their songs.
Word? Oh, I ain't. Nah, I ain't hear it. That's crazy. It's crazy. And it's
Yeah,
fun. Speaking about the Ozzy brothers, my lady just she just now finding
it's
out on.
July 18th.
Mm, my lady just finding out. She just knowing that fucking Ozzy brothers had wrote "At Your Best."
Yeah, this is a song that she just remixed. She make me say it again.
Hold on.
I said, what? Why would they let her do that to that song? It was one of my favorite ones.
That's crazy. They made her clearly ain't. It ain't.
And then made it into a duet.
Mm.
Now, it's ironic. Now, y'all, that's the name. It's Ron Isley, the Isley brothers, and Beyonce. Make me say it again, girl.
Mm.
What was Beyonce when you and Kels was shooting in the jail?
Facts.
Jay got his hands all over this shit, man.
Facts. Man, everybody know Jay do anything to get to the top.
And then you gonna remix one of your classics with Beyonce?
Facts. Man, it's just like, yo, I ain't never seen nobody get more done dirty than Kels, man. The way
Now,
this
Kels got the rough end of the stick, as they say.
facts by far, by far. Him and Mike Jack.
Yeah, but see, Mike, Mike, Mike knew when he made his move what was gonna come behind it. The thing is with Kels still try to, he went with his move, but he didn't even try to expose the people.
Facts. See that, and that's what I forgot who was saying it. They was saying, motherfucker, Kel, Kel should have like put the like basically should have said names from the get go. We probably wouldn't be going through this, because then everybody would have knew where it was coming from. This shit is just crazy, but I ain't gonna stress it because I know that man gonna be
Yeah,
up out of there.
Prince got did the worst, man. Prince did a
Yeah,
concert the day before, and
facts,
the man just died, man. Then when he died, they had someone break into his vault. The bank took
facts,
up his estate because they said he didn't have no will. It's hard for me to believe a man like Prince, as smart and educated as he was, to articulate himself the way that he did when he went in there and told them that I'm not gonna be a slave for this labor no more. That this
But
man won't have a will in place.
man, Va, that's bullshit. That's like that man is vet. Yo, even I forgot who said it. They said Prince cussed L.A. Reid the F out when he found out they sold LaFace. He was like, they said Prince called, what you call it? They say he called L.A. Reid all types of dumb motherfucker. Like, he was like, he built like, LaFace could have been like the next Motown. And then Prince was highly upset at him. So I'm not buying at a man that's for black people to move in the right direction, to have ownership, and he don't have a will, something that simple.
Man, and then you gotta even understand. You gotta even understand. Back then, wills was like that's what most of the people
Facts.
our grandmas did. Grandfathers,
Facts.
grandparents during those times, they like you might not hear so much about
Facts.
wills nowadays with the younger generation, but the older generation, even
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
had a goddamn
yeah,
tree in the front yard,
yeah.
they gonna tell you, Deem, you get this limb, Vi, you
Facts.
get this limb, Lavish,
Facts.
you get this limb, because they don't want to fight.
Nah, that's facts. Now, and it's crazy you said that, Vi. Now, for now, I got two daughters. I could have another kid tomorrow. You know what's one of the first things my mom gonna do? Reconstruct it and add her new grandchild to her will. So you not getting me to believe that Prince ain't had no will.
you know. But see, the thing is, they had a show out, and I don't know how many people watched it, but on OWN, which is owned by Oprah, years
Mm-hmm.
ago Oprah had a segment on her show called The Wheel, and it dealt with entertainers and their wheels. That's what the show was all about. You can
That's
go. Let me see when that was. And it talks about a lot of different entertainers on there at the time. Let me see. Let me see when that was. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I wonder where Unc at and why Unc ain't tapped me yet.
Man, I don't know, man. I ain't like
What you said?
I said they ain't like man.
Why you say that?
To not be here, but he might be busy though.
Oh. Facts. Now I'm saying Unc usually, Unc always tapping in. I'm surprised still ain't seen him yet. And Uncle D better tap in the 28th. Nah, not you, babe, not you. I'm on my live.
Hell yeah.
Oh, let me see if I can find it. The will.
Damn, I said some shit that I didn't know. Said Oprah sell majority stake in OWN to Discovery for 70 some big. God damn. She sold out, so she don't even have her own network no more. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't stand Oprah ass no
So
more.
the live is actually the 26th, bro, not the 28th. So you bet not show up on the 28th.
Well, I could swear Vi said it was the 28th. Hold on, let me.
26.
All right. My bad, Mama Love. My fault. My fault. All right.
I'm
Trust me,
need you
trust me,
get them
could,
dates
I could,
together.
I could even miss it if I wanted to. Like, I got the notification, so trust me.
All right. I don't want no stuff out of you, Dean.
Nah,
That motherfucker gonna fall asleep.
No, he gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna be on your head. I don't want no stuff out of you, okay?
nah, don't worry. Trust me, I will be right there. I'll be right there.
How everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing good in the chat. I hope everybody had a blessed Mother's Day yesterday. So, while Vi doing what he doing, I'm gonna do a quick announcement. So the 24-hour live is on May the 26th. It starts at 3 p.m. and it's gonna go until 3 p.m. on the 27th. So the live will be in 6-hour increments. It'll be 4 lives total, and they'll run for that 24 hours. So if anybody wants to be a part, we would love for you to be a part. Just shoot by email at bigbyopinion88@gmail.com, or just post something on his community wall. And yeah, come join us for the 24-hour live. So the topics are going to be our topics are going to be what are our topics? We're gonna have the newest update on Mr. Kelly. We're gonna do a state of the culture. We're gonna do adult talks, and we're gonna do changing the narrative. So, if you guys have any input that you would like, the input on those topics, definitely come and join us. And yeah, we're gonna do it again. And what else do I have to say? Oh, make sure y'all go support JT, our brother Jeff, on his podcast. Make sure you go support EJ. He's trying to build his channel. Go support his music. Um, what else do I have? I think that's it, y'all. That's all I got for now. So gear up for the 26th. It's going down. Oh, make sure y'all support the channel. You can donate to the Cash App, Big by Opinion, or you can hit the super chat. But let's support the channel because we have some special things in place for our members. And the membership. Sign up for the membership. We gonna support the platform and build the platform. We're a family over here. So yeah, do that for me. Okay, let me turn it back over. I'm gone, y'all.
Oh man, it's 9:15, 9:16. So we 15 minutes, 15 minutes left.
Time.
15 into closing the show.
Yeah,
Let's
we're gonna close in 15 minutes. We're gonna send Unc a virtual hug. Did you see the chat?
yeah.
We sending Unc a virtual hug. We love you, Unc. Rest in peace to your brother. Happy birthday. He would have
Yep.
turned 57 today. So we sending you all the love and the hugs on
Facts.
the way to Chicago.
Facts.
Let's see. My aunt.
We sending Unc much love. I'm sending it from Brooklyn all the way to the west side of Chicago.
Dot town.
Yeah.
Dang, hold on, y'all. What the hell is this? Say Princeton State is valued at 155 million.
Now expensive, You're gonna need a bigger little red Corvette to carry all the thing around. Cha-ching!
Prince's estate and the IRS have finally settled the value of the estate, and it is a good chunk of change.
It's $56.4 billion.
But no wheel.
Doesn't that seem low? No, it seems high to me.
Isn't he? Didn't he have one hit?
Oh my God! Shut your mouth.
Where the doves cry, right?
Where do the... That must be a hidden trap. Anyway, Prince died 6 years ago. So why did it take so long to settle the estate?
They've been battling over this for 6 years. America Bank and Trust, who are the administrators of the estate, they valued the estate at $82 million. The IRS said it's worth about $160.
Oh, so wait a minute. So the IRS is looking for taxes.
So they finally agreed on 156. So now, once they pay the taxes, Prince's 6 heirs can finally get their chunk of it.
But the other heirs had to make even more with the catalog.
Part of why it's not worth as much as you think is wouldn't license this stuff out.
But now they can. Time, baby! I got it. They do.
They say Prince wouldn't license. Now that's another reason why they probably took Prince. They say Prince wouldn't license his music out. Now that he's dead and the people that took over, now they can license his music out and make more money off of it. That's crazy.
People are evil and wicked, my brother. Them people are evil and wicked.
Why it's not worth as much as you think. Wouldn't.
But now they can. Commercial time, baby! I got it. They do very hard things. And a year commercial. But see, the Prince songs could sell anything. Hold on. What is recycle? Nothing will. Thanks, Prince.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Now that he wouldn't license his music out, now that the state is taken over by the IRS and whatever, now they can take his music and goddamn license it and use it for commercials and shit.
Hold up, but my thing, why the IRS would take it? He owed them taxes or something?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they gonna tax this. They gonna tax what they feel like it's worth.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If they say it's worth 160, that means they gonna tax you on that 160.
That's crazy. We know Prince was one of the top 50 selling.
They said his music wasn't valued as much because he would not license his music.
But yeah, but once they get a hold of it, now all of a sudden it is very much valuable.
They gonna have that shit everywhere. I stayed down there. I ain't gonna say I stayed right there, but I stayed in Minneapolis, and then you have Minneapolis, then you have one city over, which is Golden Valley, then you have Plymouth, Minnesota, where Prince was living at.
That's just like even when cows. I was reading some articles online. They're trying to get him to sell his catalog for dirt cheap. They told him, I seen somewhere they talking about they want to give him $21 million for his catalog. Like what? Would you?
I'm looking at who all have sold their catalog. They got over the last 6 months, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Beck.
You saw Bruce Springsteen got $500 million?
Calvin Harris, RZA, is it RZA? Whatever. Shakira, Debbie Harris, and Christine of Blondie, Chrissy Hynde of the Pretenders, and Barry Manilow have all sold their song catalog, exchanging ownerships to their life work of gigantic lump sum payments. Man, this shit is crazy. Everybody's selling their shit.
But Vi, you saw Bruce Springsteen sold his for 550 M's.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce Springsteen ain't got nowhere near the catalog R. Kelly got.
Artists can make millions selling their catalogs to private equity. Should they? Let me see who all and got what. I want to do they show the amounts, man, what these people got for selling.
In fact, and it's crazy. Selling your catalog don't mean because selling your catalog don't mean you sold your that don't mean you sold your masters. Cause your masters and your I think your publishing is your catalog, right? Or I know it's two separate things. I know the masters is the sound, and then the publishing is the lyrics.
We gonna have to, I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, and I search it up. The masters is like the sound, like you see, like when Cardi B and Bruno Mars did the "Please Me," they took R. Kelly basically "Sex Me." Like this, you when you doing the masters, you're using the sound.
They say to date there are 12 to 15 private equity funds dedicated to buying up music rights. Masquerade said about twice as many as there were just a few years ago. Investors like publishing rights because they're stable, reliable, bringing in money even when the economy takes a downturn. They generate revenue from a variety of sources: ASCAP, BMI royalties, streaming, and sync licensing, meaning that even if one buck surface, the other remaining, the other, it's like even if one buck suffer, the others remain strong. They are consistently earning more money year over year as streaming continues to grow in popularity, according to Cherie Hugh, a journalist and researcher who studied the intersection of music, tech, and business. Some investors just like the I don't know novelty of having a stake in a well-known artist's catalog. Man, this shit is crazy. They got 12 to 15 billionaire, 12 to 15 billionaires that's buying up this shit. That's buying up all this music.
Facts. All them billionaires, they the ones that's buying up all these catalogs. Who typed in the chat? Oh, yo, damn, I forgot. Yo, Vi, who was son? We was on the live last night with us, and he was in the end. Was it Julius? I forgot his name.
No, Judah, he on here now.
He on
Can
here
you
right
hear me?
now? Oh, yo, it's crazy, bro. You know, I seen exactly what you was talking about at the beginning of the Leah video. My lady had pointed it out.
Yeah, the
It was
Scarlet Bones.
the skull and the bones. Facts, yo. My lady, I'm like, yo, babe, how you even catch that? I'm looking at her like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
like,
Hype Williams knew what.
She caught that immediately.
Yeah, Hype Williams knew what he was doing.
Facts. And you
Yeah.
got hype. Well, you gotta look at it. At that time, the '90s to the 2010s, Hype Williams was dominant. Like he was doing
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep.
Him and Benny Boom.
Listen to
Yep.
this. Artists are under additional pressure to sell right now because of impeding changes to the tax code. Masquerade and Hughes said, as it stands, any artist who sell their publishing rights for more than 1 million has to pay a 20% capital gain tax on the transaction. Joe Biden
Mm.
vows Joe Biden has vowed to raise that rate up to 37%. That's damn near double.
Wow.
So instead of you paying 20% on $1 million, you're gonna be paying 40% on $1 million.
That's crazy.
Look at Tina Turner. She received what, $50 million for her. She sold her catalog. Her catalog worth more than $50 million.
Cause crazy cause when you look at Tina Turner herself online, they say she worth like 500 million alone. I'm about to call.
Right.
I'm about to go look at that right now because I remember I seen her net worth said some crazy.
Yeah.
And you gotta look at it at the very beginning of her career. Ike was the one that wrote damn near all her music at the like. So think about it, and we know the writer, which is the publishing, and the producer
Mm-hmm.
gets damn near all the money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you said earlier about L.A. Reid selling the Face Records. I didn't know he sold it. I thought it closed down.
What you call it? They said, cause Babyface, I seen, was it Babyface? Oh, somebody was talking about it. They say, yep, they sold it.
Wow.
hmm I'm about to
Did
tell you right now. I'm about to tell you right now who bought it. I'm about to go search it up. It said BMG. BMG had bought it out.
Mm.
Yeah, bought it out. So I think
And
it's
that's crazy because BMG, because it was Arista, BMG,
yeah. They said Arista
LaFace.
and BMG bought it, but my fault, bro. My fault.
Wow. Wow. And then they had Pebbletone. That was Pebbles and Antonio. I think theirs was at the bottom. Damn, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, and they didn't even sell like, some people sell like 50% of it. So they say he sold a complete whole thing, and he sold it. He sold it when they said in 2001 he sold it, and he sold it for 100 million. I know he looking
They
back
say
now like,
Bob Dylan, 100% of
Mm.
Bob Dylan, 100% of his publishing catalog to Universal Music Publishing, US 300 to 400 million. It say updated on that on the update. It say update on January 24th. Sony acquired his master recording. That's worth another 200 million. So this motherfucker that made down there 600. We gonna just say 500 to 600 million dollars.
see, see,
Well,
see, see, hold on,
Bob,
remember I was just telling you that earlier, but I was saying, remember I was saying your catalog and your masters is two different things,
Right. And publishing too. Right.
and your
See,
publishing is,
your publishing and your masters is different. Your publishing catalog is together. Then your
right.
master recordings is another.
So there's four areas of an artist supposed to get paid: the
mm-hmm,
concerts, the record sales. Because back in the day, when the artists used to tour, the record company didn't not get no part of that. That all go to the artist. But now they give you a 360 deal of the contract,
facts.
and they want. So it's not making sense. Like you already getting paid from the record sales. What the hell you need my money from the concerts for?
They want to know that y'all answered the question from the end of last night live. Y'all answered it, didn't?
Yeah, about the Lil video.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Nah, yeah, we answered it. It was the skeleton, like like the hazard sign where like, and it had like the skeleton and the bones. That's what you're gonna see in the video.
Yeah.
It say Neil Young, 50% of his career catalog to hip HIPG NOSIS. It say he made 150 million. Stevie Nicks, a majority stake of her song to Premier Wave for 100 million. Uh, Image
You see. You see the difference? All them Caucasians getting hundreds of millions of dollars for the
Yeah,
catalog, but it's our people getting less than that. That don't make sense, man.
right. They say Image Dragon, everything they done up until now, they got 100 million. Whitney Houston, her entire catalog sold to the same their primary wave. They have price undisclosed now. I bet it is undisclosed. Dave Kyle,
Hers is up to $1 billion too. Hers should be up with R.
God.
Kelly.
they got
Yep.
so shit on here
Right.
undisclosed. Let's say Lunda Ronstadt, she got 50 million. Whoever the fuck that is.
The singer from
Yo,
the
even Lil Wayne, he got me so mad,
Let's
yo.
say Red Hot Chili Peppers. Red Hot Chili Peppers. All pre 2020 material. 2020 material. They sold. So that's pre 2020. So that's everything prior to
Yeah.
that. So they sold that for 140 million. David Gertrude sold catalog to Warner Music for 100 million. Damn, man, these
See,
motherfuckers out here.
see. You got to look at it like this. All right, a nut like boom. I was looking at it like what's R. Kelly his art album that sold. Remember that was a double disc, so he sold 9 million copies. That album about to go diamond.
Man, I let J Rock do all part because J Rock got them timelines, what they sold, the
Yeah.
numbers. J Rock don't miss on
See,
them.
I'm trying to think. Julius, how much was that album? How much would you say was that album? Like the average price of an album was back
I
then?
it was number $10 shit, but
some $17, some it depends.
yeah,
Yes.
it depends from $10 to $20. So you
All
just
right.
Because you got to look at it. Every 500 copies sold, that's $5 million alone.
Mm-hmm.
So even with the TLC situation, it's like they album sold 10 million. That's 100 million along with the record sales. Like, what the hell happened with that money? And that's
man,
without the concert, without touring.
these motherfuckers, Luther Vandross sold his state to Primary Wave for $40 million. What the fuck?
Oh,
The OJs, they priced on the OJs sold 532 studio recordings to Round Hill Music, and it got price undisclosed.
See, I
you
was
know
see, I
why?
was
You
just
know why those people selling their
James,
catalogs? Because they
James
run
Brown,
out of money that they never was paid.
mm-hmm.
James Brown, a stake of his publishing he sold a stake of his publishing to Primary Wave for estimated $90 million.
Wow,
Bruce
his should be
Springsteen
way
got
more than
500 million. ZZ
And
Top,
that. Wow.
they got 50 million.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
John Legend has sold his shit to BMG.
I can't stand his ass.
yeah.
Well, guess what,
Especially
y'all?
especially when he got up there on that surviving R. Kelly and was trying to badmouth my boy. That made me not even like his ass even more.
Like what the hell he got up there for? Hmm.
Well, guess what, y'all? We gonna table this conversation, and we gonna pick it back up on Wednesday at 7:30.
All right, mama love.
All
We're a little
right.
bit past our time. We want to, stay on track.
All
So
right.
I love all y'all.
Love you more,
Love
When
to
the
All
see
right.
y'all.
man, I gotta make sure my shit get up to date because we gonna go look through this list of people who done sold they goddamn
Yeah.
catalog publishing, man. This
Yeah.
shit,
Now we.
how
Yeah.
many?
Now we got to finish speaking about that.
126. This just 126 people on this motherfucker.
But yeah, like you. But y'all ain't see Lil Wayne. He sold
But up
his.
for 100 million, but that wasn't shit.
You saw Lil Wayne. He sold his Nicki and Drake
And great.
for 100 million. I was like, yo, Wayne, what
But I
type
would
of
like to
time?
see details in
Wow.
Yeah, yo, Julius, he sold his Nicki and Drake for $100 million. I was like, yo,
Wow.
You talking about Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, and Drake?
Right.
But
Yeah.
details of it, you gotta see what he sold. Cause just like you just said, Red Hot Chili Peppers, they only sold
Not,
pre
not, they,
2020.
not it, but they were saying he sold everything that
So we
was
gonna
up
look,
on the it was
look
up on the
um,
YMCMB or something like yeah, like basically
Oh
we can look it
man.
up, we can look it up and see what he actually sold.
yeah, cause,
You
cause,
know,
'cause one person that got a good deal, I'm not gonna lie, who got a great deal, he only sold 50%, and he got 300 million was Irv Gotti.
Mm.
He got. I ain't gonna lie. That's a little deal. I probably would have had took.
Yeah,
Shit, 50%.
300.
I still own my other 50% because he ain't fully. Irv Gotti got a great deal. I'm not even gonna take that from him.
Right, yeah, 300. Yeah.
so we get out of here. This is a great deal, man. Bruce Springsteen sold
So for
300 songs, 20 studio albums, 23 live albums, and more to Sony for
he got
$500 million. That means he
facts.
still got shit.
Now that's a fact. Bruce Springsteen, he got 550. I was like, damn.
And he didn't even give up all this shit.
Exactly. And I was saying he ain't got nowhere near the catalog Kel's got.
Right.
I
Well,
say,
because
yo,
because he's
not for nothing.
Caucasian, you know how that
Julie,
is.
facts, Julie's. But I was saying no funny shit. You got a lot of these white artists. They make a one big song like how Kel's "I Believe I Could Fly," and they live and tour off that one song for the
But
rest
you
of their
know
life.
they
Yeah.
got the complexion for the protection. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that, man. They music sound like shit. Don't nobody like it but them.
And I said it every time these black artists come out with their first and second album, they always having money issues. But these Caucasians,
And
you don't hear them having money issues until years and albums down the line. It's like you can
and
sell the same records as them. You don't hear them filing bankruptcy and going through all that. It's crazy. You heard what Selena Johnson said when she came out with her first album, and she was on Epic or Jive. She said
mhm.
she found out that they was giving her money to Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet. She said, "Wait a minute, how you gonna give my money to them?
See, that's
I
crazy.
work
That's
hard
crazy.
for that."
At 9:40, y'all. Hey, Judah, email me so I can get your number in the text list when I send out the links for the live, man. And
All
therefore,
right,
just take my email down off the ticker at the bottom right there.
okay.
It's
And get
big
that.
opinion 88@gmail.com. So we're gonna table this and we'll pick this back up on Wednesday at 7:30.
All
Facts.
right,
Tap
Oh,
in, Julius. I enjoy
all
your
right.
conversation, my brother. I definitely
You
do.
too. Y'all take it easy.
All right. Mama love you. Be safe. My brother Big Vibe, love you more.
Love
Y'all
uh,
you
take care.
too.
peace
Love
and
you
love.
too. Y'all have
All
a
right.
good
And
night.
I'm popping out the 28th. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. All right now. You trying to start some mess.
Nah,
I'll see you on 26.
nah, definitely, Bob. Be safe.